Kaiser University's flagship campus, the 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach, extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees in the heart of South Florida. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 20 national championships, including the 2024 Women's Swimming and Diving Championship and 2023 football, lacrosse, and men's swimming and diving titles. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest.
Here's an ESPN 106.3 Lost Connection. Charles in right field writes, to the Marlins fan with the teal hat and the big smile, we cheered the fish together. Let's high five again. Reach out if you hear this. Your seat neighbor, Section 38. ESPN 106.3. Let's make this happen.
This is ESPN 106.3, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Find official rules for all your favorite ESPN West Palm contests by visiting ESPNWestPalmContests.com. That's ESPNWestPalmContests.com. You're listening to ESPN 106.3, the ESPN app, and streaming on your smart speaker.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
Hi, it's Luis Fonsi. What makes a performer truly legendary? How about being the #1 bestseller for 47 straight years? That's what Ford F-Series trucks have done every year since 1976. For generations, hard-working South Floridians have relied on Ford F-Series trucks to help grow businesses, communities, and families. A legacy of capability and technology. Ford trucks, perfect for South Florida. See your local Ford dealer today.
Got questions? Theo's got theories. Catch Theoretically Speaking with Theo Dorsey at 2 p.m. on ESPN 106.3. Warning, mind-blowing moments ahead.
Good Greek, moving and storage. Your superhero movers.
Hey golf fans, Colin Russo here. Looking to improve your game? Flagstick Golf Performance, the ultimate indoor golf experience, is now open in Boynton Beach. With 3 indoor simulators and a state-of-the-art putting studio, Flagstick helps players at all levels up their game. Get lessons from experts, try the latest clubs, or just come up for a round on the simulators. You can track your stats and see real improvement. Flagstick is where serious golfers and beginners find their edge. Bring your friends or family and enjoy golf like never before. Visit flagstickgolfperformance.com to book your session.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 106.3.
WUUB Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Heat culture ain't dead, but it's hanging on by a thread. I don't even know if the Treaty of Versailles can resolve what's going down on Biscayne Boulevard.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is Theoretically Speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. It's Theo Dorsey in with you here on Theoretically Speaking on a Football Friday. A Football Friday. How many more Football Fridays do we actually have, C-Cat, who's on the other side of the glass on the ones and twos?
Let's see, we got that Pro Bowl doesn't count. Not a Football Friday.
No, that's absolutely not.
Super Bowl. Championship
Super Bowl.
Sunday.
So
Divisional round. Wild card.
Okay.
Week 18. We've got 5 more Football Fridays.
Count them down.
4 more after today.
Count them down. And also, to be honest with you, so that week between, because the Pro Bowl is in between the Super Bowl and now the Championship Sunday. So what are we going to do for that Friday?
I think we just take the day off.
I was about to say, there's no way I'm coming in on a Friday before the Pro Bowl. If there's any day for a sports talk radio host to take off, it's the Friday before the Pro Bowl. The only thing that might save it is it might actually line up right with the NBA trade deadline, which is February 6th, which is usually a Tuesday. I'd have to look into my dates and see how closely it aligns with the Friday ahead of the Pro Bowl. But it's going to be a messy trade deadline, especially if things are not resolved in South Florida ahead of time. I don't know if you've been living under a rock. I'm not sure if you have been staying attuned with what's been going on in the NBA. There's so many other things to distract you right now in the world of football, with the 12-team playoff getting down to the semifinal. We got CCAT's Penn State Nittany Lions, right? The Penn State, mighty Penn State is going to be coming in town in South Florida for the Orange Bowl. So that's been taking a lot of waves and a lot of headlines, facing against the Notre Dame, a prestigious organization like Notre Dame. You got the NFL going into Week 18, incentives to chase. We'll have a segment today talking about specific Week 18 incentives and which players are going to be chasing certain yard requirements or touchdown requirements that you can maybe place a little Skrilla on. Help you out right there on Theoretically Speaking. In the midst of all of this, as playoff seeding is decided, we have in the NBA a blow-up of epic proportions coming out of Kaseya Center. The Miami Heat last night lose in a non-competitive game against the Pacers, the second end of the back-to-back. The Heat were down 16 at the half. They trailed by as many as 28 in the second half, and they fell to the Pacers, a team that they should beat in the Eastern Conference. And part of the reason why was because the star, the linchpin, the focal point of what the Miami Heat have been and how Heat culture has stayed essential today, Jimmy Butler did not play a single minute of the fourth quarter. For the second straight game, Jimmy Butler was absent from the hardwood in the fourth quarter, and this time it resulted in a loss, and it resulted in what I can only refer to as a blow-up. We are past the point of no return. Jimmy Butler has asked out of Miami. The Heat don't want to extend him. He seems to be quiet quitting right now. And the Miami Heat are actively in a playoff race. They actually sit right now tied for the 5 seed. They're 1.5 games back from a 4 seed. That means that they are 1.5 games back from having home court advantage in the first round of the Eastern Conference playoffs. And instead of them focusing on adding ahead of this trade deadline, which is 5 weeks out in the NBA, because of Jimmy Butler's actions, because of Pat Riley's stubbornness and him being so relentless and him getting his way, him making sure his will is the priority and the betterment of the Miami Heat is the priority, we are looking at a stare down, a face down that, like I said earlier, the Treaty of Versailles, I believe that ended World War I.
Mm-hmm. That's why the Germans got mad.
Yeah. I don't think even that piece of paper, I don't think a dove with 20 olive branches in its beak could settle what's going on right now, because you have two of the most stubborn, egotistical, maniacal, and also, might I say, highly successful people in the NBA right now that are at an impasse when it comes to Jimmy Butler, who is 35 years old with a player option heading into this summer, and Pat Riley, who's been the executive for the Miami Heat, who leads Heat culture, who has led the Miami Heat into the situation they are in today. And I do believe, CCAT, that though I have been talking about this and I've been alluding to it, I mean, remember, before the season started, even back in May, when Pat Riley had his, and this was like about a month into Theoretically Speaking here.
Yeah.
Back in May, Pat Riley had his they call it let's just call it a State of the Union for the Miami Heat. You know, they all owners, talking heads for the teams do this. Pat Riley being the lead executive for the Miami Heat. He did this at the end of last year. It was right in the beginning of May. The Heat had just got bounced in the playoffs against the Celtics 4-1. And when people ask, where did all of this start? Jimmy Butler felt so entrenched in Heat culture. He just opened up his coffee shop in South Florida here. He's best buddies with Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo. You always see him joking and laughing around, smoking Cuban cigars, playing dominoes. Like, where did the friction start? Well, it began with Jimmy not only deprioritizing the regular season, but also getting hurt in the first round, or really in the play-in ahead of the first round last year of the NBA postseason, and then being loud on social media while his teammates in the Miami Heat, while the guys that are in that locker room that actually have to suit up and play were getting ready to play basketball games, Jimmy was on social media. Remember that? Trolling the Boston Celtics.
Of course, thinking it'd be different if I was on the court.
Yeah, saying things like that, tweeting out the picture of Jaylen Brown, talking about, like, all we need is just one after the Heat won a game. Like, he's trolling actively as if he's not an active NBA player who is sidelined with injury. That caused, when the Heat did eventually lose to the Celtics 4-1, that caused Pat Riley to go absolutely off on Jimmy Butler following the season. Do we have the sound from Pat Riley? Here it is. Just take a listen, because it wasn't all of the other stuff. Pat Riley called Jimmy out for not playing enough games. He basically alluded that he would not be extending Jimmy Butler if he did not take a higher priority to the regular season as well as the playoffs. But it was this comment that I think drew the line in the sand that made Jimmy Butler more antagonistic against the Miami Heat. Take a listen.
You know, if you're not on the court playing against Boston or on the court playing against the New York Knicks, you should keep your mouth shut.
That's Pat Riley, old school dude. Old school dude who you can understand. If you know who Pat Riley is, you can understand how he would feel that way. And you also, if you're a realist, you can kind of understand why he would say that as well. He's stuck in his ways. He's entrenched in that old school mentality, and he's no nonsense. If you're not out there playing, he's cool with you yapping. But you can't yap and not be able to back it up. And now you're sending your brothers out there with a target on their back when they got to go face the big bad behemoth that was the Boston Celtics that went on to win the championship. So you say something that specific, that almost demeaning and disrespectful to a guy like Jimmy Butler, who worked his ass off through JUCOs out of Tyler, Texas, as a second-round pick, as a not even a second thought, an afterthought on that Chicago Bulls roster when he first started off out there, with Derrick Rose being the saving grace, to elevating into superstardom. His climb to the top of the NBA is unlike many other superstars that we can think of in modern history. Most of them were AAU kids, pampered kids, first-round picks, Duke, North Carolina, Kentucky. Like, he didn't have that route. He got it out of the mud, and that's what made him so married to what Heat culture is. That's what made him and Eric Spoelstra and Pat Riley click so much. But you tell a guy like that to talk to another grown man like that, again, play it one more time again. This is Pat Riley back in May, early May, before this offseason, after he also said in this same speech, I won't be extending Jimmy Butler. Here he is telling that grown-ass man, 35 years old, proved himself against all the odds, to shut the hell up.
You know, if you're not on the court playing against Boston or on the court playing against the New York Knicks, you should keep your mouth shut.
That's where it started. And where we are now, January 3rd, about 8-9 months post that comment from Pat Riley, we are past the point of no return, because following the loss last night to the Celtics, here is Jimmy Butler when asked about his availability, when asked about how pleased he was to be playing within this Miami Heat organization after, for weeks and weeks, we've heard the trade rumor buzz. We've been speculating. We've had Shams put out reports, and Jimmy Butler's agents, spit on him pretty much. Remember that? Like, the Jimmy Butler's agent was like, hey, Shams is a ridiculous reporter. He was tweeting at him like he was a damn troll.
Yeah, and then that made Shams have to fire back and say, I've never been more convicted in a report than this random midseason trade rumor.
So Shams is having a field day right now. By the way, he should. He should, because I said it back then. Shams is right. Jimmy Butler's agent is he's full of baloney right now, and it's proven out, because here's Jimmy Butler last night following the loss at the podium when asked about his future with the Miami Heat.
I want to see me get my joy back from playing basketball. And wherever that may be, we'll find out here pretty soon. But I want to get my joy back. I'm happy here, off the court. But I want to be back to somewhat dominant. I want to hoop, and I want to help this team win. Right now, I'm not doing that.
So Jimmy says that, right? He says, I'm happy here off the court. His lifestyle is good in South Florida. Who wouldn't be happy here?
Millions and millions of dollars in South Florida, I would hope.
Yeah. This guy's making $48 million a year right now. He's making $52 next year if he opts into his player option. Life is good. You got a coffee shop. I'm sure it's thriving. Big Face Coffee. Life is good in South Florida. But the past 2 games, first off, Butler, while in the midst of the trade, rumors, Butler sat out 5 games with a stomach illness. Okay. He comes back these past 2 games, a back-to-back against the Pelicans. That game, 9 points on 5 shots. After sitting out 5 games with a stomach illness, 9 points on 5 shots. He played a total of 25 minutes, C-Cat, and with 3 minutes left in the third quarter, he sat on the bench and never got his ass back up.
They should have come up with a different injury than stomach illness.
Yeah, it just sounds fake.
If you miss 5 games for a stomach illness, it's got to be at least 2.5 weeks, right? At least 2 weeks.
It's about
you gotta check into
a
hospital.
week and a half.
You got a stomach ache that lasts 2 weeks. You go to the hospital.
It sounds like crap. It sounds like crap. It's almost like back soreness. Yeah, sure. Okay, stomach illness. And maybe his stomach was upset. And it lasted 5 games. But when he came back, 9 points on 5 shots for 25 minutes against the Pelicans. Last night, against the Indiana Pacers, a team that the Heat are better than. 9 points again on 6 shots in 26 minutes. And also, guess what, C-Cat? How many minutes you think he logged in the fourth quarter?
0.
Absolutely none. So after the Pelicans win, the Heat reportedly were out there saying that Jimmy is quiet quitting, that he didn't give maximum effort against the Pels, and that kind of got out there. Here goes a guy that has famously covered the Heat for like decades now, Barry Jackson, with the Miami Herald. He says, he sent a tweet out a couple of hours ago that says, even though the Butler camp has been telling people the Heat threatened to suspend him after the Pelicans game, because again, there's rumors that he's been mailing it in, which I just read the stat line out. He's Jimmy Butler, back-to-back games with 9 points, a total of 11 field goal attempts in 2 combined games. I mean, the stat line says he's mailing it in. If you watch the games, it doesn't feel like he's invested or interested. So the Butler camp has been telling people the Heat threatened to suspend him after that Pelicans game, which the Heat are insistent that it's BS and that never happened. That's a tweet from Barry Jackson. I tend to believe that Miami, following the lack of effort against the Pelicans, probably did send a warning shot to Butler and his camp. It's not unfathomable. The same dude that told him you to shut the hell up if you ain't playing, you don't think that same guy would not send that kind of message to you if he feels like you're not giving maximum effort?
Of all organizations, there's only one that has a moniker culture at the end of it. Heat culture. There's the one place in the NBA that wouldn't fly, and it would be in Miami.
It would be in Miami. You don't let that ride in Miami. This is the house that Zoe built, that Hardaway took part in, that Udonis Haslem is so just embodied into the threads of this thing. Dwayne Wade uplifted so high. LeBron James played a huge part in. Shaquille O'Neal. This is not the place people rest on their laurels. You get rid of guys like that. So here we are at the impasse. And again, it's not about Jimmy wanting a trade. It's also not about the Miami Heat not wanting to extend a guy who's past his prime. And again, remember, Pat Riley looked D. Wade in the face, the guy that is the all-time franchise leader and goddamn everything. You know what I'm saying? Like everything that has a pulse in Miami, everything that has a statistic that Dwayne Wade was kind of eligible to get into, he leads it. He leads it. That's the reason why he has a statue outside of Kaseya Center right now. Pat Riley looked that dude in the face and told him to skedaddle because he felt like he wasn't worth the extension that Wade wanted. That's why Wade ends up going to Chicago and then Cleveland and then coming back to Miami. You think he's above doing the same thing to Jimmy Butler, who's delivered 0 titles?
No, not with the demeanor, with the off-the-court chatter, like he said. Hey, be on the court if you're going to talk trash.
So with Riley being that stubborn and entrenched in his ways, with Dwayne Wade, who, again, I've mentioned this 18 times throughout this year. When Wade came back before they unveiled his statue and gave his speech outside of Kaseya Center, and again, I think this kind of got drowned out and forgotten about because Wade, his statue.
Yeah, the story was what the statue looked like now, what Dwayne Wade said.
Yeah, the statue was so bad that we forgot the actual essence of Dwayne Wade's speech. He spoke for 15 or 16 minutes. The thing I took away from his speech was the only current player on the Heat that he mentioned was Bam Adebayo. Not Jimmy Butler, but Bam Adebayo. Not the guy that has carried you to 2 Eastern Conference championships and 2 NBA Finals appearances. Not the guy that was the Eastern Conference Finals MVP. Not the guy that's the all-time leader in triple-doubles for the Miami Heat. Not him. They mentioned Bam Adebayo, who has yet to prove anything as the franchise leader or the next person up. But Dwayne Wade mentioned him as the guy that could have the statue. I said, that's weird. That's ironic because Jimmy and Dwayne Wade are also Marquette brothers. So they've been cool before the Heat days. So that was red flag for me, number one. Here's red flag number 2. Take a listen to Dwayne Wade's speech. Early. It's before the season, but it's after Riley's comments, and it's after what all went down this summer behind the scenes between Jimmy Butler, the Miami Heat, and Pat Riley.
A house divided against itself will not stand. Y'all hear that?
Take a listen here.
Y'all hear that? Current Miami Heat players, y'all hear that?
He looked over.
A house divided against itself will not stand. You either in or you out.
Miami Heat and Heat culture is not dead, but it's hanging on by a thread. And the same way it was hanging on by a thread in 2019 when it felt like the Heat had no chance to bounce back and contend, but Pat Riley, Mickey Arison, and the Heat brass went out and threw, I would say, a Hail Mary to go out and get Jimmy Butler, who everybody thought was done and washed and was a cancer to every locker room. And I would say Jimmy, at that point, revived Heat culture. He not only he revitalized what Heat culture meant, what it stood for, and he made it not just a moniker, but he made it something that the national media, the public, and everybody at large, they had to buy into. When he carried that Heat team from the play-in to the finals, you had to start believing in Heat culture. When he took a team in the Miami Heat that had no business at all making it to the NBA Finals against that Lakers team in the bubble, but because it was basketball or nothing in that bubble, and we had the most maniacal basketball-centric dude in the NBA in Jimmy Butler, everybody had to buy in. He revitalized Heat culture when it was hanging on by a thread in 2019, and now here we sit in 2025, and it's back hanging on by a thread because, again, you take the good with the bad. In the same way that Jimmy had his exits from Minneapolis and from Philadelphia and from Chicago that were ugly, you had to know, right? This should have been the most obvious scenario. I don't know why everybody's acting so puzzled right now that the Heat are going to have to trade away Jimmy Butler or let him walk in free agency this summer. This was a toxic relationship from the jump. Pat Riley and Jimmy Butler, you thought they were just going to shake hands on the way out the door? No, it was always going to be ugly. I'm holistically content with that as a Heat fan. I just hope that Heat fans nationwide don't forget what Jimmy did for Miami in his 5 years here. He revitalized Heat culture, and now we're back on the edge, hoping for somebody to be that next Jimmy Butler, that next Dwayne Wade, that next Shaquille O'Neal, that next Alonzo Mourning, because right now, I don't see it anywhere else in the NBA landscape. And when they do depart from Jimmy Butler, we might have some very sour and sore days ahead for Miami. You can't take that for granted. The dude was electric while he was here.
Yeah, it certainly was. I'm trying to think of a player comparison, not in how they played the game of basketball, because it could be in any sport, where they come in with a checkered past known as kind of could be an issue in the locker room with their teammates. With Minnesota, it was dreadful. With Philadelphia, it ended dreadful. And then the end also kind of ending on that same note, but in the middle, in the sweet spot of Jimmy Butler and Miami, the highs and the climaxes were unparalleled. Of course, they didn't result in the ultimate prize, but it was fascinating to watch. Is there any other players in sports entirely where that would also apply to?
It would be hard. You know what it would have to be? It would almost have to be if Aaron Rodgers left the Jets this year and went and won a championship or at least made a deep playoff run somewhere else next season, right? We think he's past his prime. He has an ugly exit going on right now, and then for him to revitalize. Russell Wilson with the Broncos, if he was more like playing at an MVP level, not just kind of like holding up the foundation of that thing and keeping the offense trudging along. I can't think of any direct comps, but that's what makes this thing so crazy. That's what makes it so magical. There are no parallels to what Jimmy Butler is. There are no parallels to Heat culture, and you have to be grateful that it was. You know what's the old saying? Don't be sad that it's over. Be happy that it happened.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel about Jimmy's 5-year run with the Miami Heat.
So you think this end was always going to happen?
Yeah.
Go back 5 years, probably think the same thing?
It was always going to be explosive. I didn't think about it back then, so I'm not going to act as if I'm fortune-telling from 5 years ago. I didn't think about it because I was never thinking about the exit when Jimmy came. I was just thinking about, okay, how are they going to tool around this guy to compete? And they did. But, again, especially once I heard Pat Riley speak at the end of this past season, I was head over heels like, oh, my God, this is a problem. This is crazy. I remember we brought on Evan Cohen, my fellow Heat culture guy who came on the show like a day or so after. He told me to pump the brakes. This is how Pat Riley speaks. But what I was trying to remind them is, the last time I saw Pat Riley go head-to-head with an NBA superstar, it was Dwayne Wade. And what happened? Wade left. And then before that, it was LeBron James. And what happened? LeBron left and never looked back. This thing was over as soon as Pat Riley opened his mouth on May 6th following the Heat season and following their loss against the Celtics in the playoffs. And this is just the remnants of it. It was a relationship that was already dying since that moment. Take a listen to this, too, because this is how you really know it's actually all the way over. There is no reviving this thing. Anybody that has hopes of the Heat still giving him an extension, letting him opt in the next year, and then working it out and competing for a championship again. Here was Jimmy Butler. After he made his initial remarks talking about how he does not have joy anymore on the court in Miami, only off the court. Here he is responding to a follow-up question from a reporter last night.
Can you get your joy back here on the court?
Probably not.
That's it.
He didn't have to think too long about that. That's not edited whatsoever. He answered that quickly.
Immediately. He's gone. And he's been gone. When Wade didn't mention him in the speech, that was another red flag. When the rumors came out and it wasn't Jimmy responding, but just his agent on Twitter, that was a red flag. It's been red flags surrounding this whole thing. It's been complete crap. It's been absolutely over. And I'm glad that finally we have our answer from straight out of the horse's mouth. Jimmy Butler is gone, but what he did for the Heat should never be forgotten. Hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline. Is Heat culture dead? Just answer that simple question for me. Is Heat culture dead now that Jimmy Butler has made his motives known that he wants to go? And also, again, 5 years, electric run, fun times, great moments. No rings. Is Heat culture dead? 888-760-3776. 888-760-3776. Hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline. Let me know, is Heat culture dead? To me, it's not. To me, it's just waiting on its new king, its new torchbearer. I don't know if it's Bam Adebayo. I don't know if he's good enough to do it on his own. Is Heat culture dead? Let me know. 888-760-3776. Hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline. Are you experiencing foot and ankle pain and need to see an expert in the field? Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has a team of foot and ankle orthopedic surgeons and specialists who are regarded as leaders in their specialty. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho to learn more today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care combines its resources of experienced physicians and leading-edge treatments and technology to provide advanced orthopedic, foot and ankle, joint replacement, spine and sports medicine care. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has offices conveniently located in Palm Beach County through the Florida Keys. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho. Is Heat culture dead? 888-760-3776. Tap into Theoretically Speaking. C-Cat, who we got here on line one?
We got Josh in Palm Beach Gardens.
Josh in Palm Beach Gardens, you're on Theoretically Speaking. Happy Friday to you, Josh.
Happy Friday. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing excellent. I feel closure because I know the Jimmy Butler era, though it was great and it's ending in a really, really big firestorm, I know it's finally complete. Do you think Heat culture is dead, Josh?
I do not think Heat culture is dead, but I do not think Bam Adebayo is the answer. I think Miami's going to have to look for that next star, and I smell a fox.
Oh,
I don't know how they could get it done. 3-team trade maybe, sending assets you get for Jimmy Butler to Sacramento, somehow get De'Aaron Fox there, aligns with the timelines of Hero and Bam. I think that would be a great trio to continue Heat culture.
Josh, you're a genius, and I appreciate your call, Josh. Call in more to Theoretically Speaking. I absolutely love this guy's energy, and I love his answer. Thank you for your call, Josh. De'Aaron Fox is the one name that was floated in the past month or so, C-Cat, that I would be elated to have. And when I think about D. Fox, number one, Houston native, like myself, so much love. Number two, I will never forget the image. It still burns in my mind, in my memory, of when Kentucky lost, I believe it was either Elite Eight or Final Four game that they should have won. They were favored in. And after the game, there were two guys in the Kentucky locker room in that blue and white, just demoralized, literally bawling, crying. You would have thought they were at a funeral, C-Cat. Just out of their own body, emotional. It was Bam Adebayo. It was De'Aaron Fox. Sitting there torn up over a loss. They both know they're about to be lottery picks and have all of their wildest dreams come true in the NBA. They know they're about to be multimillionaires. Everybody cries about how the amateurism in college sports ruins the experience for you because you don't feel like they care about it as much anymore. They're just in it for me and the money and all of that. De'Aaron Fox and Bam Adebayo bawling their eyes out. And I said, damn, those are two brothers that want to win no matter what. You see so many kids roll through Kentucky and don't give a damn about the final result, only care about their draft position. I would love to see the Heat get a guy like De'Aaron Fox. Swipe it to Fox. He's a closer. He's a scorer at all three levels. He's one of the fastest guards in the game. And he's right. His prime aligns with Bam Adebayo. Bam's not the answer. He's not a 1. He's a 2. And if you pair him with a guy like De'Aaron Fox, who he's already buddies with, that would be the guy. That would be the guy I would trust with Heat culture next.
I mean, yeah, someone who loves the game that much, of course. That's what you want in Miami.
Yes.
Right? It's kind of all the intangibles right now, more so than the X's and O's. Now that you're seeing the off-the-court stuff, the demeanor, the attitude, the lack of intangibles with the end of Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, and again, Jimmy's averaging 18 points a year this year. 18 points a game. That's the lowest he's averaged in over a decade, since 2013 with the Bulls. 18 points per game in Jimmy Butler. D. Fox, 26.8 points per game, 5th in the NBA.
Restore the feeling.
I'm like, the dude is a baller. He's a closer. The problem is the Kings, is Jimmy Butler enough? I don't see why the Kings would trade D. Fox for Jimmy Butler. It just doesn't make sense. They are looking to get off of De'Aaron Fox. Not sure if Jimmy gets the job done. That will be a really awkward trade for both sides. We'll see. On the other side, maybe Jonathan Zaslow. Maybe our friend Jonathan Zaslow has an answer for me on how we can keep Heat culture going, how we can revitalize it. It is not dead. It is hanging on by a thread. In the same way that Jimmy helped revive it in 2019, we're looking for our new knight in shining armor. Maybe Zaz has the answer. He joins us on the other side. That's CCAT. I'm Theo Dorsey. We're Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
As I'm driving around town in my Kia from Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach, I look around and wonder, do they know the Kia difference? If you haven't checked out the new 2020 to 2025 Kias, you're missing out. Go see my friend Lonnie Mister at Greenway Kia. Everyone needs a friend in the car biz, and Lonnie took great care of me when I bought my Kia. Shop their huge selection of award-winning Kias, all backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty. The new Kias are sleek, stylish, and packed with premium features, advanced tech, connected services, and safety features for peace of mind. Kia is leading the way with hybrids, plug-in hybrids, and electric vehicles, offering fewer emissions, lower maintenance, and an incredible driving experience. Come see why there are more Kias on the road every day. Only at Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach. Call 800-NEW-KIAs or Lonnie directly at 561-433-1511. Visit GreenwayKiaWestPalmBeach.com today.
We want to see ya in a Greenway Kia.
Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. See Kia.com or retailer for details.
It's playoff time, and it's now or never. Don't miss out on the last few weeks of football action with Prize Picks, the best place to win cash while watching the playoffs. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. The app is really simple to use. Pick 2 or more players across any sport. Pick more or less on their projection, and you could win up to 1,000 times your money. Prize Picks now offers MasterCard for quick and easy deposits into your account this sports season. Join Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app, available to play in more than 40 states, including California and Texas. Download the Prize Picks app today, use promo code THEOD, and instantly get $50 when you play a $5 lineup. That's code THEOD on Prize Picks and get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even have to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks, run your game. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Hey Florida drivers, the holiday season is upon us. When celebrating, always plan ahead and know all your options. If you drink, don't get behind the wheel. Instead, designate a sober driver or catch a ride service. And if you are the designated sober driver, commit to staying sober. Besides, a DUI could cost you $10,000. Not exactly the best gift you could give yourself. Celebrate responsibly and remember to drive sober or get pulled over. This message brought to you by the Florida Department of Transportation.
The South Florida Fair is almost here. Buy your advance tickets now and you can save up to 50%. Plus, if you use your discount admission ticket on opening day of the fair, you can keep it and visit the fair another day courtesy of Publix. That's 2 days of fun for the price of one.
South Florida Fair discount tickets are on sale now at Publix and online at southfloridafair.com. Fair opens January 17 in West Palm Beach.
The Club at Lost Lake, a championship Fazio design golf course in Hope Sound. Golf and social memberships are now available with no waiting list and immediate access. The course and club will see over $10 million in capital improvements and is one of the best private club values in the area. Experience the beauty and challenge of this renowned course for yourself. Enjoy year-round access to exclusive amenities and events. Visit clublostlake.com to schedule a visit today. Don't miss out on this incredible course. And please, putt responsibly.
He wants to play anywhere but Miami. Sources also say that he does prefer the Suns, Warriors, Rockets, Mavericks as desired destinations, but both sides have met over the last week, the Heat with his agent, to try to diffuse this situation from my understanding, but it has reached a point of no return.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
That was Shams Charania, NBA insider for ESPN, talking about Jimmy Butler's demands, his request to leave Miami. The funny thing about what he said, again, mentioned the 4 teams that Jimmy would love to go to: the Mavericks, the Rockets, the Suns, and the Warriors. The Warriors are the 10 seed right now in the West. The Suns are the 11 seed. You know what that means? Yeah, play in at best right now, whereas the Heat stand tied for 5th in the Eastern Conference, a game and a half back for the 4 seed. He would rather go to teams that might be in the lottery next year than stick around in Miami. This thing is over. It's done. It's dead. It's explosive. It is an angry exit by Jimmy Butler, but I would expect nothing less. We're back here on Theoretically Speaking. It's your boy Theo Dorsey, C-Cat on the other side of the glass on the ones and twos. And joining us here in the Friday spot is my guy Jonathan Zaslow from Zaslow Show 2.0. Zaz, what the hell? What the hell is going on?
First of all, I didn't expect the first time that I speak to my man Theo after the New Year, instead of getting a Happy New Year, I get a what the hell?
Because you're my Heat culture guy right here. You are, again, what is it? The Cooper City Rattlesnake.
That's right.
You're close to the situation. You run this town, especially south of Palm Beach County, and I'm looking to you for insight and help and maybe a little therapy, man. It's over.
You know what? I'm disappointed that it's clearly coming to an end. Like, I don't think it's ending today or tomorrow. I don't think the Heat are going to trade Jimmy Butler this year. I think the Heat have dug in their stance. I think the Heat clearly believe that it's better for them to wind up having him opt out and getting the cap space. But here's where I'm disappointed, Theo, because step of the way here with Jimmy. And we're going back to training camp where, all right, what kind of Jimmy Butler are we going to get at training camp? You know, is he gonna respond? Excuse me there, Theo. I apologize. Okay. Is he gonna respond to Pat Riley essentially calling him out with coming into camp, best shape of his life, his head on straight, and trying to prove to Pat Riley that, hey, I didn't like what you said, and I'm going to show you on the court. And then is he going to show up to camp without the hairdo and all of that stuff?
Yeah.
Well, he ended up showing up to camp late, if you remember.
Media Day, we were there. C-Cat and I were doing a show for Media Day, and he shows up so late we couldn't even get our interview.
Right, he shows up late. They say his flight from Paris, what have you. And then, is he going to prove Pat Riley wrong? Well, he's still missing a ton of games. And then you got the whole incident in Houston, which I thought was going to be great for Jimmy Butler, that he was going to rejoin the team on Wednesday this past week, coming right off of seeing his team fighting against the Rockets, and it was going to galvanize the team and him and rejoin the team. And guess what? It's been the opposite, because you've seen his performance on Wednesday night and on Thursday night, and it doesn't take a body language expert to see this is a guy who's not engaged. So from Pat Riley calling him out to him trying to prove in a contract year that he could still be the guy, I've been wrong every step of the way, clearly. And this is Jimmy's This is his prerogative, all right? He can handle it this way if he wants. But clearly the most important thing for Jimmy is the money, all right, is getting the contract, because that's what this is about. This isn't about Pat Riley hurting his feelings. It's not about him not being happy on the court. It's about he didn't get the contract extension that he wanted, and so that means he doesn't want to be here anymore. I've been wrong every step of the way. It's really disappointing.
I believe the true dissension started on May 6th when Pat Riley had his end-of-year press conference, and he not only called him out for not playing enough games during the regular season, but then he told him to shut the hell up if you're not playing.
Right.
And I think when you have a guy like Jimmy Butler with an ego as big as his and a guy with that maniacal mentality that is so like hell-bent on proving people wrong and so hell-bent on competing and just he's so driven. I think when he heard Pat Riley in the same speech criticize him for not playing enough, say he's not going to extend him if he doesn't play more games and prioritize the regular season and tell him to shut the hell up, I think that created a mindset in Jimmy Butler of, oh, you gonna either you pay me that extension that I want long term, or I'm gonna create ultimate hell for you, and that's what I think we're seeing play out right now.
Yeah, I think if Pat's comments came any other year, any other previous year, not going into the year where he's got the contract extension that he's eligible for, I think Jimmy takes it with a grain of salt, takes it as a challenge. It could have been like, if you remember a few years ago, what was it? It was either the 22 season or the 23 season, whichever one, where you had the very public on-court spat between Jimmy and Spo and Udonis Haslem. But that type of stuff happens all the time with this team. They love confrontation. They live in the uncomfortability. They're okay, and they're not sensitive. So I believe that if Pat makes those comments any other year except when Jimmy's eligible for the contract extension, that's just part of the whole deal,
You're right.
But now we're getting very sensitive because we're talking a year that money is involved, and now it's almost like Jimmy Butler is going against everything that he's been about with the Miami Heat so far, because he's been about confrontation. He's been about not being sensitive and not having feelings get involved and putting it all out there and face-to-face and all of that.
Yeah.
Except this year, because there's money involved, he's gotten very sensitive about it.
There's money involved. There's ego involved. There's a level of respect that both men want that I feel like both of them feel like they're not getting from the other one. This relationship is past the point of repair. If Pat Riley couldn't repair his relationship with LeBron, if he couldn't repair his relationship with Dwayne Wade, at least enough to keep Wade there, it took some years. It took Wade leaving the Miami Heat and then coming back for that thing to get settled. I don't think this ever resolves itself, and I don't think either one of them even wish to resolve it. Jimmy wants out. Pat Riley does not want to extend him, and I don't think there's a team in the league right now that's going to offer the Heat. You said they won't trade him before the deadline. I believe they would if a team came through with an offer that made sense, but there's no team that actually has what it would take for the Heat to get rid of him. They're just going to let him try to walk in the offseason.
Right. It has to be. I shouldn't say that they won't trade him before the deadline.
Yeah.
Milwaukee Bucks call up, they give you Giannis, you make him trade, So,
would you take De'Aaron Fox, Zaz? Would you take, if the Kings found a way, I don't know how the salary cap machinations and everything, I'm not jumping in the trade machine. If the Kings found a way to center a deal around Fox to the Heat, Jimmy leaves, there's other assets around it, but none of the key ones on the Heat side, would you be favorable to that?
Yeah, I would say you probably do that, but here's the thing. Like, there's a couple reasons why no one is going to come to the table with a deal that the Heat are going to respect before the February trade deadline. Number one, other teams are going to look at the Heat right now, and they're going to try and lowball because it's out there that Jimmy Butler is not going to try hard for the Heat, and he wants to get out. So why would a team come in with any type of substantial offer?
Right.
And then the second part is you see teams out there saying, oh, this is how Jimmy Butler behaves when he's not going to get his money. Well, why would we be any different if a team who's loved Jimmy Butler and a player who's loved his team, it's gotten to this point because the money has not been agreed upon? We don't have any special magic pixie dust that we're going to be able to spray on Jimmy Butler and make this thing work this year if Miami hasn't been able to make it work. So no one's going to come in with any type of realistic trade, and the Heat, Jimmy Butler or anybody, they're never going to be bullied into making some type of trade that they're not comfortable with. Matter of fact, there's no trade that the Heat are going to make for Jimmy Butler unless the Heat actually come out of that deal saying, you know what, we think we won that deal.
Yeah. And you know what the most likely outcome of all of this is? the Heat do not move Jimmy before the February 6th trade deadline. Jimmy likely takes a leave of absence at some point this season from Miami, and he still opts into that deal next year for $52 million because no team outside of the Brooklyn Nets has cap space right now for this coming offseason. And even for them to have cap space, they have to cut a few guys or waive a few contracts. I don't think there's going to be a market for Jimmy to be able to sign a major deal this offseason, not because he's not wanted, but because the money ain't there. So he's likely going to be on the Heat next year too.
Well, that's why I feel it's a foolish tact that Jimmy has taken here, because in order for him to ultimately get what he wants, he needs the Heat's help.
Yeah, he does.
And that meant playing hard for the Heat this year, keeping your value, keeping your stock high, and then getting to the offseason where you opt out of the contract, you find a deal with somebody, and then you need the Heat's help to make a sign and trade, all right? That's the only way that Jimmy Butler's going to wind up getting where he wanted, is with the Heat's help in some capacity. And with the current state, why would the Heat help him in any spot? So I think the way Jimmy's gone about this is very foolish, and I'm very surprised that he's allowed getting sensitive to really get in the way of what's going on here.
A joyful Jonathan Zaslow joining us here on Theoretically Speaking from Zaslow's 2.0, as opposed to the joyless Jimmy Butler, at least when he's on the court for the Miami Heat. We're talking Heat ball. We're talking with the man who not only does he know what Heat culture means to this area and what it means to winning. Jonathan, you know what Metrim MD means to people trying to maybe achieve their New Year's goals.
Hexus MD, yes.
Oh, I'm sorry, Hexus MD. I said I'm confusing good things, but your thing is great.
That's all right, Hexus MD. Look, let's be honest. You know, if your performance in the bedroom, if you're not so comfortable these days, you're not alone. You don't need to be embarrassed, all right? Hexus MD,
yes.
They got something just for you. They have their new performance blend. And you could think of it like a turbo boost for your engine, all right? There's no awkward doctor visits, no prescriptions with crazy side effects, just a powerful, easy-to-use pill gets you right back in the game, Theo. Hexus MD's new performance blend gives you the stamina, the confidence that you deserve. It works in just 15 minutes. That's right. It's stronger than all the competition. So don't wait. Visit Hexus MD. That's HEXISMD.com. Get right back to your best self with a little help from Hexus MD.
Zaz, do the Heat retire Jimmy Butler's jersey? Whether or not he gets traded this offseason or next, just look into the future for me. Did the Miami Heat eventually retire? Because he's done enough to deserve it if you look at the precedent that's been set.
Well, you have to be on good terms with the club.
Yeah.
All right. You know, and we had this conversation essentially when Shaq was traded, and they were not on good terms for a couple years. But then eventually they got on good terms, and it's a no-brainer. I'm a major Shaq guy, all right? It's a no-brainer. You obviously got to retire Shaq's jersey. So if Jimmy is going to wind up leaving under bad terms, my initial thought, especially because they didn't win anything. So remember, with Shaq, they won, all right? With LeBron, they won twice. So if Jimmy Butler's going to have his number retired, you better get back on good terms real quick. But putting that aside, here for 6 years, this is 6th year, 2 NBA Finals appearances, no championships. My initial guess is no, that he doesn't get his number retired. Because look at all the numbers retired up there. Everybody except for Tim Hardaway.
Right.
And Tim Hardaway, was there right in the beginning, all right? When the team traded for him in 1996, Tim Hardaway was there right in the beginning. Everyone but Tim Hardaway, NBA champion with the Miami Heat. Jimmy Butler looks like he's going to leave on bad terms. Not an NBA champion with the Miami Heat. So I got to lean toward no, Theo.
Yeah, I would say he has the resume to do so. Same amount of tenure as Hardaway. Maybe as impactful, if not more impactful, if you think about where Heat culture and the Miami Heat were in 2019 and what Jimmy Butler did to revitalize the whole thing. But you're right.
But
if
leaving on bad terms hurts. Leaving on bad terms hurts.
Hey, you know what? Pat Riley ain't going to be around forever, right? You know what I'm saying? Like maybe he
Why are you trying to kill off Pat Riley? What are you doing?
We're all not going to be around forever. I'm just saying maybe somewhere down the line, people pay credit and proper homage to Jimmy Butler. I do believe
it's disappointing because, look, on a personal level, I'm always going to be team first.
Oh, yeah.
Because the team's goals are always going to align with my goals. The player, as a fan, The players' goals are going to align with my goals until they don't.
Right.
And that's right now when money gets involved. So the team's goals are always going to align with mine. I'm always going to be on the team side. But when it comes to Jimmy Butler, he's given me personally so much joy, so much happiness in these 6 years that while I may not like the way that it's ending here, I'm always going to love Jimmy Butler. That's always going to be my dog. It's unfortunate that it's going to end this way.
It's very unfortunate, but I do think it was always the likely outcome. Pat Riley and Jimmy Butler, I mean, come on. You thought they were just going to peacefully shake hands on the way out the door? It was always going to be ugly, Zaz. And again, did you? I mean, again, are you surprised that it is going the way it's going right now based on the two characters involved?
No, I mean, this always winds up happening with the Heat and their star. It's very hard to manage a star player when they're getting up there in age, and not even just in age. I mean, we're talking. It ended on bad terms with LeBron. It ended on bad terms with Wade, with Shaq, with Tim Hardaway, and now you're also seeing it with Jimmy. So, based on the history here, very difficult to navigate a scenario with an aging superstar.
But it's easy to find Zaslow Show 2.0. Where can we find it, Jonathan Zaslow?
Yeah, Monday through Friday, usually around late morning, early afternoon. We're a Miami-based, South Florida-based podcast, Zaslow Show 2.0. You can get it wherever you get your podcasts, right? You just type in there, Zaslow Show 2.0. Boom, it's right there. And it's a great podcast. You'll love it. You'll have a great time. And we are sponsored by our title sponsor is Anajar & Levine. Anajar & Levine, accident attorneys. If you're involved in any kind of an accident, hit and run, slip and fall, motorcycle, boating, first you call 911. You make sure that you're safe, and then you call Anajar & Levine accident attorneys. They have a specific set of skills they put to work for you. Anajar & Levine accident attorneys, 800-747-FREE, 800-747-3733.
Thank you, Zaz. We'll catch up with you next week. And Happy New Year. I'm sorry
That's right.
Yeah.
Happy New Year. At the end with a Happy New Year, not a what the hell. Yes, Happy New Year.
I'm in a state of despair. Though my team is, in the playoff hunt in the East. Thanks again, Zaz. We'll tap in next week.
Right, guys.
And we continue here on Theoretically Speaking. Jonathan Zaslow joining us on the Baptist Health Hotline on a special Football Friday because we're talking basketball on a Football Friday because, Jimmy Butler is leaving the Heat the same way he left every other franchise, up in flames, in ruins. But we hope there is a Prince of Peace on the other side. Somebody come and save the Heat, and that somebody better look like De'Aaron Fox. C-Cap, we are going to actually attack something very special here. Week 18 in the NFL, that is when all of the major incentives come into play. Player props matter. People are going to want to lay some scratch on that, so we're going to give insight to that on the other side. Before we do, I do want to tell you that Kaiser University is the place to be if you're a champion. I mean, they're all over the campus of Kaiser University. That's because they have 22 NAIA national championships to their name as a program. 22. Deuce. Hey, that's Jimmy Butler's number. Lacrosse has 3 straight. Actually, lacrosse is back-to-back. 3 straight for the NAIA women's swimming and diving titles, and then the 2023, of course, football champions from the Seahawks. KUSeahawks.com. That's how you tap in with Kaiser. KUSeahawks.com. They are the land of champions, and they defend the beach. On the other side, NFL incentives to be locked in on for Week 18. That's C-Cat. I'm Theo. Thanks to Zaz. We're Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar & Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar & Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Hi, this is Scott Smith of Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. I have said it many times before, and I will continue to say it for many years to come. There is never a good time for a car accident to occur, and most certainly never ever a good time to suffer injuries in any type of an accident. The accident and its overall aftermath will usually cause pain, difficulty, and stress. Florida law allows accident victims to recover compensation for such losses, injuries, and damages. But such recovery is often not obtained easily and can require a lengthy fight with an insurance company. If you've been injured in an accident, call us now. Don't delay. The initial consultation is completely free of charge. The sooner you call us, the sooner we can put our experienced legal team to work for you. Don't hesitate or pause for another minute. Our experience, knowledge, and resources could be working for you just minutes after the call. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather, help is just a phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
At Unlimited Auto Wash, it's always a great day to get a wash. Hi, this is Kevin Dalton, the owner of Unlimited Auto Wash Club. Your car is dirty and you want it washed, but it might rain. No worries, we have a 72-hour rain check offer. For any reason, bring your car back for a free outside hand wash within 72 hours. Or join our Unlimited Club and receive unlimited hand washes inside and out with Tire Shine starting at $44.95 per month. Unlimited Auto Wash with 6 locations. Visit unlimitedautowashclub.com or call 561-WASH-ME-TOO.
Hey golf fans, Colin Russo here. Looking to improve your game? Flagstick Golf Performance, the ultimate indoor golf experience, is now open in Boynton Beach. With 3 indoor simulators and a state-of-the-art putting studio, Flagstick helps players at all levels up their game. Get lessons from experts, try the latest clubs, or just come up for a round in the simulators. You can track your stats and see real improvement. Flagstick is where serious golfers and beginners find their edge. Bring your friends or family and enjoy golf like never before. Visit flagstickgolfperformance.com to book your session.
Improve your golf game fast at the all-new Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center. The Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center has the facilities, tools, and coaching you need. Enjoy the best facilities in the area with an expansive chipping and putting area, practice bunkers, a huge putting green, plus a 2,000 square foot indoor training area with 3 hitting bays, cutting-edge analysis technology, and more. The Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center in the heart of Palm Beach County off I-95 and the Turnpike. Find out more at kaisergolfcenter.com.
Good people, it's Theo Dorsey. 2025 is here, which means spring training at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium is approaching fast. Catch the St. Louis Cardinals and Miami Marlins in Jupiter for 30 games in 30 days from February 22nd to March 23rd. Tickets, mini plans, groups, birthdays, VIP experiences, all on sale now. Purchase your spring training experience at RogerDeanChevroletStadium.com or stop by the ticket office today. We can't wait to see you at the ballpark.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
You know, the South Florida Fair is almost here, and you can get your advance tickets right now, and you can save up to 50% if you act now. Plus, if you use your discount admission on opening day of the fair, you can actually keep it. Wait, how does that, what? So wait, okay, let me read this again. If you use your discount admission, so you're already getting some money off on it if you buy it now, on the opening day of the fair, you can keep it and visit the fair another day. That's like a buy one, get one.
Oh, it's perfect.
At a discount.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, that's pretty good. You could buy that at a Publix near you, because that's 2 days of fun for the price of one. South Florida Fair discount tickets are on sale right now at Publix and online at southfloridafair.com. Fair opens on January 17th. The time is running out. We are now 2 weeks out from the opening of the South Florida Fair on a Friday. Theoretically speaking, and Russo and Rizzo will be there, so you need to be there as well. SouthFloridaFair.com for your tickets or your nearest Publix. See, Cat, it is a football Friday. I can't believe I took 55 minutes to get into some football talk. Am I going to get fired?
Well, that's how juiceless this Week 18 is.
Yeah, I know.
It lacks juice.
There's only one game that most everybody in the nation cares about, and that's going to be Sunday Night Football. Lions versus Vikings for the 1 seed and the 5 seed. Outside of that, it's a hodgepodge of, okay, we need to win, but we need that team to lose, and we need that team to lose, and we need that team to tie. I don't give a damn, but you know what I do care about? Week 18 incentives.
Cha-ching.
I love it. I got to love it. So, CCAT, you have a list of some of the Week 18 incentives, and you're going to want to listen in because you can put money on these player props or especially, again, player projections on Prize Picks right now. You see the YouTube stream right here represented by Prize Picks. Take a listen to some of these incentives players can reach and milestones that'll give them money, and it could get you money as well if you make your plays on Prize Picks. And, again, use promo code THEOD for that free $50. CCAT, what's the first incentive on the line on Week 18?
We're going to go to the 425 window for this one because this is probably my favorite one to take a more than on the player projection for Courtland Sutton.
Easy.
Broncos wide receiver versus the Chiefs. The Broncos need this football game. Courtland Sutton is 82 receiving yards away from maxing out a $2 million bonus. He's already locked in $1.5 million of that bonus. So 82 yards equals $500,000 for the number one target in Denver.
You know the beauty for that right now? Currently, as things stand on Prize Picks, his player projection, 73.5.
Bang.
You got to hit more than on that. I've already submitted a couple lineups with Courtland Sutton involved. I think that's going to hit because that's going to be the number one target for Bo Nix as they try to chase the 7 seed.
And the spread in this game right now is 10.5.
Yes.
So the odds is that this probably will be a blowout.
Yeah.
That's what the odds makers are telling you. So if you've got a 2-touchdown lead and you want to get your guy paid,
you're going to do it.
Kind of Courtland Sutton's the old head compared to Bo Nix, even though their ages are probably not that different. I think Bo Nix is going to get his guy paid $500,000.
Yeah, they actually went to the same prom in high school. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. There's a lot of Bo Nix stories like that. Yes, Courtland Sutton, more than 73.5 is easy. He needs 82 to get his incentives. And also, if they're trailing against the Chiefs, which is possible, they're going to have to pass the ball. If they're winning, they're going to get their guys cash. What's another incentive people can take advantage of for Week 18?
We got a pair of running backs in the Texans-Titans game on Sunday. We'll start with the Texans. Joe Mixon is 107 rushing yards away from a $2.5 million or 0.25.
Okay,
$250,000 bonus.
$2.5 million. I'll go run some of them damn yards for him.
So that is the bonus. So
okay,
$250,000 for Joe Mixon
for 107.
For 107
against
rushing
the Titans
yards.
defense.
Against the Titans defense.
And the Texans don't need this game at all.
The other running back on the Titans, on the other side, Tony Pollard. Do you ever see that video?
Yeah.
Tony Pollard needs 83 rushing yards to secure a $250,000 bonus. Another incentive for Tony Pollard, $200,000 if he scores twice on the ground as well.
You know what? I would go for the Tony Pollard scoring twice route. I would go for either that or Pollard's yards. I think for Mixon, as much as that could hit, if there's one thing the Titans are good at, it's like the defense is kind of solid. They can stop the run pretty well. Jeffrey Simmons, I think he's still playing. And if you think about it, Mixon is a veteran back. The Texans have hopes of a deep playoff run. Though we don't expect him to have some, I can see if it's the second half and he hasn't hit that yet, them dialing back his touches if he even sees that many touches at all.
Got one more offense player, and I feel like this time of year, this name always gets brought up in this exact conversation. It's the old Grizzly vet.
Come on.
Mike Evans from Tampa Bay. He could add $3 million to this year's salary if he gets 5 catches and 85 receiving yards this weekend against the Saints, division foe.
His player projection is all the way up to 101.5 on Prize Picks. People know this. They know Baker Mayfield and the Bucs need a win. They know Baker is the kind of guy that is going to feed Mike Evans to make sure he hits this incentive. What we know is Mike Evans is definitely going to hit the incentive. The question is, how far over does he go? I still would hit more on 101. Mike Evans is that kind of guy. And no Marshawn Lattimore for the Saints anymore. That's his kryptonite.
Yeah, certainly is. So, that 85 yards talking about in what he needs, it's to get to 1,000 yards.
Right.
That's that record that Mike Evans wants to keep that streak going.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
36 seasons in a row for him.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, since the forward pass,
yeah,
Mike Evans had receiving yards 1,000 every single time. So now we will switch over to defense. A bunch of guys are sacks away from cashing in big. The biggest name, Von Miller, linebacker for the Buffalo Bills versus the Patriots. Should be a blowout in that game. Bills are favored by 14. With one more sack, Von Miller would reach 6 for the season. Guess the payout for 6 sacks on the season for Von Miller.
$2 million.
$1.5 million bonus for Von.
I knew it was going to be high because of his age, and you're going to always make those contracts very highly incentivized when you're trying to get an old guy like that on paper. I think he hits it, but there is no Prize Picks projection. I'm sure that people already jumped all over that before I can get my hands on it. What's another one?
So we'll stay in the defense. It's a bunch of names that maybe not everybody will know, but it's important. If you want to put some money down, if you want to open up your Prize Picks app, look for these names. Dolphins defensive end Emmanuel Ogbah and Titans linebacker Arden Key will add $500,000 bonus if they get a sack and a half, 1.5 sacks for both of those guys from the Titans and the Dolphins. Some more, linebacker Terrell Dotson and defensive end Calais Campbell, they can both earn $300,000 with just one more sack. And Chargers linebacker Bud Dupree, that's a pretty big name.
Yeah.
And Commanders defensive end Dorrance Armstrong will each get $250,000 with one more sack.
The sack ones are always difficult because, number one, it's hard to predict getting a sack. I mean, again, unless they're playing against Caleb Williams and the Bears.
Or Brett Favre and your Mike Strahan.
Oh, yeah, that one too, yeah. It's just hard to guarantee those kind of things. But those are the ones you want to lock in on. Of course, you look at what teams need to win versus what teams the result doesn't matter to, but also look at the money. Show me the money. It's going to be a lot of people following Week 18 that's going to be walking around here with pockets loaded with cash. The one that we all know it's definitely going to happen for, though, is, of course, Mike Evans.
Of course. I mean,
you got to jump all over that.
That's all he does.
You got to jump all over
y'all. There's poor people around. With your broke ass.
You knew I was looking for it. I couldn't find it. I suck at finding the buttons on the board.
But when you use it once a month, you lose the buttons.
Right. I just don't like, dogging on the broke people that are watching Mike Evans pad his pockets with big-time catches. Like, how quickly do you think Mike Evans gets to 100 yards this game? I think before the half for sure.
See, that's a real rivalry, though, between New Orleans and Tampa
Saints
Bay.
Suck.
And the Saints have nothing to play for except for, draft position.
Yeah.
So if they have to double Mike Evans just so he is $3 million poorer,
they should.
I wouldn't put it behind him. Tyrann Mathieu's still on that team. Tyrann Mathieu's going to headhunt him.
Here's what I'll say, too. I've already played the Baker Mayfield more than 0.5 interceptions. Because he's going to be forcing it to Mike Evans, even when it's a little bit blanketed. And I do think that there's going to be an opportunity, even if it's not in that scenario, that he's getting picked off. It's a lock to me. On the other side, it's the happy hour. Where in the world is Dean Thomas? Oh, wait a second. I heard he's here.
No way.
I heard Dean Thomas is in the house. We're bringing in Espresso Martina. We're bringing in Dean Thomas. It is a big-time Football Friday party here on Theoretically Speaking, the first one of the year of 2025. That's CCAT. I'm Theo Dorsey. Play Prize Picks wisely and use promo code THEOD. We're Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Hi, this is Scott Smith with Smith Ball Baez and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. We are a Florida civil trial law firm that specializes in the areas of personal injury and wrongful death. Our offices are located in Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie. Our lawyers have litigated thousands of matters at the Palm Beach, Martin, St. Lucie, and Indian River County courthouses. Our lawyers, paralegals, and other numerous members of our legal team live in Palm Beach County and Treasure Coast cities and towns such as West Palm Beach, Port St. Lucie, Lake Worth, Palm Beach Gardens, Palm City, Jupiter, and others just like you and your families. We are a statewide recognized law firm, but it is your community and your families that we live and associate with on a daily basis. Our most satisfying achievement is when we know that our legal power has helped a fellow member of our Palm Beach County and Treasure Coast community secure a fair and just huge result. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smith Ball Baez and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith Ball Baez and Prather, help is just a local phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
Anajar and Levine. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WUUB Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Hi, it's Luis Fonsi. In the world of music, versatility allows you to capture the moment and create something amazing. Ford SUVs are designed with the same versatility in mind. The Ford Escape or Explorer can make any day a beach day with room for family and all your gear. And the Ford Bronco or Bronco Sport give you the freedom to go over, around, or through almost anything that comes your way. Ford SUVs, perfect for South Florida. See your local Ford dealer today.
It's the new year, and new mini plans are available for spring training at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium. 3-game mini plans are now available for Marlins Mondays and Cardinals Tuesdays, starting at just $75. These mini plans are the perfect way to maximize your spring training experience and make your weekends longer. 4-game and 6-game mini plans are also on sale now, starting at just $100. Visit RogerDeanChevroletStadium.com or stop by the ticket office today and purchase your mini plan. We can't wait to see you at the ballpark.
If you are buying a new home in Palm Beach County, whether it's your first time or you're upgrading or downsizing, the clerk's office is the services you need to help protect your investment. Sign up for our Property Fraud Alert program, offering free monitoring of Palm Beach County's official records. You will get an alert if a document, such as a deed or mortgage, is recorded using your name or address. For more information, head to our website at mypalmbeachclerk.com/homeowners. Congratulations on your new home. We are always here to help.
Ticketmaster's got you covered with a wide selection of seats available for every game. As the official ticket marketplace of the Miami Heat and the NBA, Ticketmaster gives you more ways to find your perfect seat. And if your plans change, Ticketmaster gives you more flexibility to sell or transfer your tickets. Plus, mobile tickets make getting in on game day a breeze. Buy or sell tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/heat.
Kaiser University's flagship campus, the 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach, extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees in the heart of South Florida. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 20 national championships, including the 2024 Women's Swimming and Diving Championship and 2023 football, lacrosse, and men's swimming and diving titles. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. Football Friday here on Theoretically Speaking. We just gave you, by the way, and you're going to want to look back on YouTube for this and wherever you find your podcast, Theoretically Speaking. We just gave you some great incentives, player projections to play on Prize Picks for the NFL Week 18. You know, a lot of guys are looking to make some extra scratch as they hit those thresholds in their contract to make their bank accounts a little fatter. Speaking of fat bank accounts, Dean Thomas is back in the house. What up, Dean?
I'm glad you at least clarified bank account, because if you stopped at that, I was going to say, let me get up out this chair and do something to you.
Why you want to box me, man?
I'm just saying, like you said, fat, I started getting a little self-conscious around here.
Do you have any New Year's resolutions, Dean?
I did not have any.
Did you have one last year?
I did not. I didn't have any New Year's resolutions. I don't.
Do you ever do them?
No, I don't, because every day in my life I feel like it's a new year for me.
That's crazy. How old are you now?
700,000.
That is a lot of experiences you're having. C-Cat's on the other side of the glass on the ones and twos, and Espresso Martina is also in the house for happy hour. Tina, what was your New Year's resolution in 24?
Oh, I don't even know. I don't really set any.
Okay, I was about to. Did you have one for this year?
No.
Okay.
Not really.
Let me tell you something. When you get older, New Year's is not the same.
I'm older.
I mean, older. Like, I don't you probably still celebrate New Year's.
Yeah, I kick it a little
bit.
Yeah,
after a certain age, you can't keep your eyes open.
Yeah.
You're trying to stay up to watch the ball drop. You falling asleep on the couch. Next thing you know, it's 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Or you yelling at people and lighting off fireworks. I mean, it's crazy when you get older.
Now, there was a lot of fireworks, and they still have been going off every single night since New. I think at some point we got to give it up. I get that you might have both bought the fireworks, and it's like, well, what do I do with them now? Hold on. Just hold on to them.
Save
July
them,
4th.
yeah, save them. Yeah.
Yeah, you got a head start.
Dean texted me on New Year's Eve at like 2 p.m. Happy New Year's.
He's like,
I was in bed.
I'm like, Happy New Year.
C-Cat, did you have a New Year resolution last year?
Yeah, eat more sushi. That was number one. Because I feel like I don't spend enough money on food I like. Sushi was one of those things, and I did it.
That is okay. At least you're chasing joy. The same thing that Jimmy Butler is chasing right now on the court with the Miami Heat. C-Cat was chasing joy, and he achieved it. I commend you, actually, on that New Year's resolution.
You told us yesterday that you and your girlfriend had like a list of goals and stuff, and you completed all but one.
Yeah, a couple of career stuff in there. Didn't break 100 in golf, so that stunk. That was a tough pill to swallow.
So too.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, come on, dude.
You're that bad at golf?
He wanted to learn the guitar is this year.
This year.
Last year it was
learn Spanish.
Yes.
And he doesn't know any Spanish.
You gotta get them apps, man. I got an app. I practice my Spanish every day.
Really?
I'm still no good at it.
I was about to say, like, where's that got you?
No, it depends. It depends who's talking to me. The problem. Here's the
What do you mean?
Here's the problem
It's
with
one
Spanish
language.
people. Here's the problem with Spanish people.
Oh no.
Yeah,
nice. I'm gonna cut my mic off right now. We are in South Florida.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem.
Preview.
Is that they appreciate you speaking Spanish.
Yes.
And then they get carried away. If you say one little "Hola, ¿cómo estás?" They
Boom.
go, they just start going in. And I'm like, wait a minute. I'm not there yet. Slow down. Slow down.
Happened to me on New Year's Eve. We were making the rounds, girlfriends, family, all straight from Cuba, all fluent Spanish speakers. And we go to one of our family's places, and someone cautioned some of the people that were on the other side of the room, hey, that's Deanna's boyfriend. He doesn't speak Spanish. So that group of four fellas walk up just drunk as can be.
Oh, my gosh.
Well, how do you do this? Blah, 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 blah. Saying words I didn't understand.
You didn't know how to say blah in Spanish.
No.
See, that's why you failed last year at your New Year's resolution. You
Yada,
can't even
yada,
say
yada.
blah in Spanish. I don't know.
Yada, yada, yada.
We got to
That's
get
more
up.
like New York. Yeah.
I don't know. What's a blah in Spanish? 888-760-3776. How do you say blah in Spanish?
Habla.
Do they say that?
It's habla.
They don't say that.
I don't believe Dean
If you're saying
Thomas.
blah, blah, blah in Spanish.
But it's habla because
that means speak.
Speak. That's what it is.
Blah doesn't mean speak. It
Kind
means,
of.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
It translates.
I don't think it translates.
Words.
Yeah.
And then I said, Felicidades, and gave a hard dap.
And did it work?
Yeah, I kind of, walked away from the situation.
It worked because you got the hell out of there. Those are always awkward scenarios because you also don't want to offend anybody either. So you're just like, let me just play it cool. It's my girlfriend's house. I mean, you're in not enemy territory, but you're on a road game. You know what I'm saying?
It was a farm, so a couple horses. So while everyone was going nuts, they got the karaoke machine working, the YouTube music videos. People are familiar with what I'm talking about right now, type situation on the back porch. Yeah. But they had horse on the side, so I kind of slowly faded into the bush like Homer Simpson does in that gif, and just over to the farm and was petting the horse. That's what I did.
You wouldn't pet a horse by yourself? Was it chained up?
Yeah, it was dark.
Okay. Though I did do the show Equestrian Life in the Palm Beaches, you can catch it on Destination America. You could also catch it on Palm Beaches TV YouTube page. I'm cool with horses. I would not ever approach a horse that I don't like, that I'm not super familiar with, and just go pet it on my own. They're really massive.
They are strong. You ever see something
unpredictable?
Yeah, I was about to say.
I'm never petting a horse.
The horse there were three horses. The one horse
The
one horse that I did approach had higher guarding. Two horses had really low fences where they had no reason to jump out. The other one was in a box. This guy is a flight risk because apparently earlier in this month, he jumped out of his cage and he was along the road and the cops got called to go pick him back up. So, maybe I spoke to him.
They live in the sticks, huh? They live in the sticks to be able to be in that scenario where you just got horses lying around. They out there getting loose and the cops are calling you to wrangle them back up. That's like you in the country. That's some Loxahatchee stuff.
That could happen in Loxahatchee. Yeah. Definitely.
West is Jog Road, but south of Lake Worth.
Yeah, if it's west, it's the sticks.
Yeah.
West is the sticks.
West is
not really a residential area. I mean, there's a nice neighborhood that kind of had that gated driveway, so that kind of pulls it away. But it really wasn't
you got
horses
horses,
like a mile
away
from the next neighbor.
What are the coding restrictions? How much space do you need in your yard to actually have a horse? Are there any?
A lot. That's the restriction. There's a lot.
Yeah, a lot.
Okay.
You need a lot of space between you and your neighbor. Yeah, if my neighbor just popped up one day with a horse, I'd be like, hell no.
Like in your back townhouse, you just
Get that thing out of here. This guy's just like chained up to his house.
Yeah, you have a Bali bungalow. You like the outdoor grill and the TV. They like having their horse in their backyard.
I guess I can't knock it. I mean, is it going to be any benefit to me? Can I
go pet it?
No, hell no. I'm telling you, man, you don't want to just go pet random horses.
Maybe is horse milk a thing? Do people like milk horses?
No one
if you
drinks
go to a horse
milk.
and go away with milk, you're going away with something else.
When I was in elementary school, I went to, my friend had a horse and it was at like a stable, and we were there late at night and we were walking one of the other horses and it stopped and stepped right on my foot, but like stomped on my foot.
Did your foot break?
No,
Did you milk it?
I did not milk it.
Did you have boots on?
I had the shoes I had on. Like it was painful for me as like a young girl, but like it. Thankfully, no broken foot.
You're still a young girl.
I'm still very scared. Like I'm not scared of horses, but yeah, I'm very careful around them.
I ain't even gonna lie, man. I kind of want to have a Django moment on a horse. I want to just. I really want to roll up.
In what sense?
Like to Clematis, or just like slow trotting on a horse on Clematis during like on a Friday night, and everybody look like, what's he doing on a horse?
Yeah. Be careful requesting having a Django moment in Palm Beach County. There might be a lot of people out here who would love to see you have a Django moment.
Yeah.
Now, what I'll say, though, is you're right. It's the most player thing ever to be decked out and pull up on a horse, smooth as hell, in control.
Could you imagine?
You know the outfit Dean Thomas would wear? Oh, my gosh.
It's so player. You would have an ascot on.
Oh, an ascot, a kerfuffle?
Yeah. Is that what that's called?
A hat.
I don't even know what it's called.
It sounded right.
It sounded about like that's what you would call that thing.
You're right, but it looks so damn good.
Is there any tactical advantage to police officers riding horses, or they do it just because it's cool? Because I feel like that's just kind of cool.
So they do it a lot in New Orleans. Part of it, I think it is cool. There is a reasoning for it, though. Those horses be massive, too.
I heard. So one of the drivers from ESPN that I work for when I do like UFC stuff.
Yeah.
He used to be a cop in LA. He said he used to ride a horse in the hood. And he said that they did that because it made them more relatable to the people. Like they could really talk to the people and the people would get to know them better.
Oh, because you're more approachable on a horse because people want to come up and pet it.
Like if you're in a cop car rolling around, like that just looks bad.
Yeah. That's those, especially the way they soup up cop cars these days. They look like death machines sometimes.
Hey, don't they?
Driving around
They're like Mad Max cars.
What the hell is going on? What would you need that for right now?
You don't.
They spend a lot of money on those things. I'm sure horses are expensive too. I Googled it. It says horses offer the officers a significant height and size advantage.
Yeah.
And are quite intimidating. I guess the guns aren't enough.
You ever see someone?
Yeah, right.
I think it is in New Orleans because I see these like fight videos online, and then maybe like 45 seconds into it, someone gets murked by like a police on a horse.
If you
break it up,
if you pull up on me with a horse and you have a gun, you're good. Whatever you got going,
I think if you are a cop and you ride a horse, you should have a joust.
A joust?
You should have a joust.
Renaissance Fair.
Yes.
Yeah, because a gun isn't fair if you're on a horse too.
Right. Yeah, that's too much.
Yeah.
Like you should be able to ride around. Like when people are doing crime, you just boom, hit them with the joust.
A quick stick.
Yeah, just bap. Yeah.
Just to keep them in check.
Yeah.
No problems with that, obviously, at all. I'm sure that would work out very well.
Although we think a horse is cool, kind of just going up sideways. That looks pretty cool too.
I know, on a horse, it would look cool, but it would just be. It's just too much of an advantage.
I mean, in Planet of the Apes, that's what the coolest shots were when the I think in the third or the second of the new ones, Franco. The coolest shots are the apes that have like the AKs on the horses riding through San Francisco.
It's something It's something like
that is true. That is true.
It's just a super competitive advantage. It's like Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry in the backfield. You can't stop it. What are you gonna? You're just praying.
Yeah, how is Lamar Jackson doing this year?
He's doing great. He's doing great. He's unprecedented numbers, leading the league in passer rating and QBR. He's in the MVP race. He won't win it because everybody likes Josh Allen more. It's a great year for him.
I haven't watched 1 second of football this entire year.
Why not?
You've been a little busy.
I was surprised. Like thinking about Super Bowls coming up.
Yeah.
I was like, really?
Yeah.
I can't believe what week are they in? Like 17 now?
Week 18 is
week 18. I couldn't believe it. It just the time went by so fast.
Yeah, and the good thing about it is we also have the college football 12-team playoff going down. We're down to 4 teams in college football now. Like right now is we're at the the climax of the football season.
I did watch a little bit. I'm a Penn State guy.
Why?
I have no idea.
That's where that guy behind you went.
Okay, so no, I'm no longer a Penn State guy.
Yeah. They're coming down for the Orange Bowl. That'll be fun. That's good. You should lean in on Penn State. I learned yesterday, and I'm embarrassed to say this on radio, especially as a sports talk radio host and as a black man. Probably more the latter. I learned yesterday the head coach for Penn State is black.
He is light skinned though.
James Franklin is black.
I know, but he's kind of
so you knew that.
I knew that. Black. I knew that. That's all I knew about him.
Even after I found out James Franklin was black, I was like, damn, he's black for real. I looked up a picture of him and I said, I don't know.
That's my point. You see my point? That's my point. He's a bit light skinned.
I had to Google a few other pictures because he's bald.
Yeah.
So I Googled, and then back when he had hair, it's more obvious. It's more apparent. So yeah, James Franklin's black. Marcus Freeman, head coach of the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, are black. They're both playing in the Orange Bowl, and a lot of people on Twitter are mad because people are pointing out that a black head coach is going to compete for a national championship.
Well, isn't like this the first time that's ever happening? That's bizarre. That's wild to me.
I don't know how.
That is. I'm like, really?
I don't understand
That
why
is
This is
wild to
America.
me.
I mean, come on, let's keep it G.
But still,
it is wild. It's wild, but it's And also, Nick Saban's got there a bunch of times.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
But I thought there were more black head coaches in college football that this wouldn't be an issue or that would be a thing. I just thought that this would have happened before.
You're right. It is a bit of a shocking stat in 2025. It is. I think part of the problem with that, though, is there's been like 4 or 5 head coaches that have dominated college football, and they've been white guys.
Who, Jabbo Sweeney?
Yeah, Jabbo. And
I call him Jabbo Sweeney.
Yeah, and Kirby Smart. And
these dudes with the weird, not only are they white guys, but they got like these funny names.
Yeah.
These funny old-timey names.
And what's your guy? Steve Spurrier? No, not him. Who's
Mac Brown?
Freeze, Hugh Freeze, Mac Brown. There's somebody I'm missing right now.
That SEC coach?
SEC coach. SEC coach. I don't like the fact that Billy Napier goes by Billy. I just think that past 30 years old, you got to give up Billy. You're Billy.
Yeah, you got to do something.
Billy,
a little bit
unless
more
you're Billy Bob Thornton,
right?
That comes with 3 different names, so that works.
It flows better.
Billy Bob.
Yeah, right. Billy Bob flows.
There's a lot of random, just SEC coaches' names. They get really ridiculous. Hugh Freeze and stuff. Tina, would you ever date a man that goes by Billy past 30 years old? Like he's Billy. Hey, I'm Billy.
No, that would be a little odd.
Yeah.
How about Kirby?
Urban Meyer.
Well, that's his name, Kirby.
I know, but
what do
funny
you?
Curb.
How do you Curb?
Y'all, it's Curb.
Yo,
Y'all's good as Curb, man. It's young Curb out here. What's up?
Young
that's
Curb.
Cool.
Young Curb.
I'd rather
cool.
Kirby or Curb over Billy.
Billy is just. I just can't. It's hard for me to respect Billy past the age of 30.
Billy better than Willie though.
No, Willie.
No, I like Willie.
Willie's an old man name.
Yeah, Willie is an old man name. Willie is a dude with a fedora playing checkers in the park.
Exactly. Yeah, like Willie is a guy I can respect. Matter of fact, Willie's a guy you need to sit down and learn something from.
Willie hangs out way too long at the barbershop.
For sure.
Get a cut or go, man.
You don't even have hair to get a haircut.
Willie is the dude that pulls up to the barbershop with no intentions of sitting in any chairs. I be getting so sick of them, dude. That's why I don't like going to barbershops these days.
Are you kidding me?
Like,
I love going to the barbershop just for I used to go, I don't go to the barbershop no more.
You cut yourself?
Yeah, I do it myself.
Dang,
but like every once in a while.
You got a nice, you have a good edge up.
Well, thank God I still got it for as old as I am. Thank God, right?
Yeah, good hairline too. It's Dean Thomas. Yeah. At 63 years old, that's incredible. I didn't think that was possible.
Willie Dean Thomas.
Yeah, Willie Dean. And you have a fedora.
But for sure, man. I would just go to the barbershop just for the conversation.
Yeah.
Just for the entertainment.
Yeah. I get it. It's a nice place to hang out, especially if you just want to fire takes off. But for a person that goes in there that just needs a haircut,
I would never go if I just needed a haircut.
And my barber's like every 5 minutes, my barber has to walk away from the chair to make a point. I'm like, dude.
Oh, when your barber shows something on his phone to you, and you're like, oh, really?
Yeah, you're like, this is exactly what I came here to see. Yeah, whatever the hell you got going on your phone. Yeah, the picnic you had last week. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. We got so derailed here. I do have a question though. We asked it in the last break. We didn't have time because we had Zaslow on, and this goes back to the feud that might last longer than Kendrick Lamar and Drake's. Jimmy Butler versus Pat Riley. Jimmy has asked out of Miami. After last night's game, he says he finds no joy on the court He says he no longer will be able to find joy in a Miami Heat uniform. He wants out. The trade deadline is February 6th. Is Heat culture dead? 888-760-3776. Hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline, 888-760-3776. They've come to a crossroads, and there's also, at this crossroads, just a point of no return. It's more like a U-turn. It's over with. It's done. It's a cul-de-sac. Is Heat culture dead because Jimmy is asking out, and there seems to be no hope for the future? Hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline, 888-760-3776. Is joint pain affecting your quality of life? At Baptist Health Orthopedic Care, our team is experienced in traditional joint replacement surgery as well as new, less invasive treatments with the goal of returning you to what you love as quickly as possible. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care combines its resources of experienced physicians and leading-edge treatments and technology to provide advanced orthopedic, foot and ankle, joint replacement, spine, and sports medicine care. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has offices conveniently located in Palm Beach County through the Florida Keys. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho. Woo! Dean Thomas sitting here surprised that I'm able to get through those many sentences without stuttering.
I'm
right?
surprised.
You thought I couldn't read.
There's no way I would have been able to do that.
You
I would have started at 3 and still going at it right now.
Yeah, just going through. Well, that's why it's the happy hour. We're just sharing drinks, sharing vibes, and good times. I do think that the fact that none of us here on the show, except for CCAT, has a New Year's resolution, we might have to change that just so that we can check our box off when he inevitably fails at his, because he wants to learn the guitar this year. You know what I'm saying?
I got a New Year's resolution.
For me or you?
For me.
I don't know.
I don't care about your life.
CCAT kind of leaned in, so he said, you do?
For me.
What is it?
You want me to tell you?
Just tell us,
This year, I am going to stop lying.
Wow.
No, you're not.
That was a lie.
That is a lie. I know. I'm already off to a bad start.
This is rough. And, you only owe 0 lies to like your significant other, your mom, and your brothers and everything. Everybody else, they can catch a lie or two.
For real?
Yeah. They can catch a lie or two.
So, yeah.
Just stop lying to like your son. You know?
Yeah. Well, I've been lying to him all his life. For years he thought I was his uncle.
Yeah. Oh, you got it. That's the only person.
Yeah.
Outside of that,
because I like lying to people sometimes. It's a lot of fun.
It is fun
to watch people just kind of just hear your lie and think it's true. Like, it's a lot of fun.
Don't you have a show coming up?
I do have a show coming up.
When is that?
Hold on. What kind of show?
He's in like 7
so many shows.
I have a lot of shows.
I have some improv tomorrow.
Yeah, so tomorrow I have an improv show at Bob Carter's right now.
Is that a lie? Are we going to show
up? That is not a lie.
Performing?
That is not a lie. I will be performing tomorrow.
All right, so it's in West Palm?
In West Palm Beach.
Bob Carter's
Actors Rep.
Bob Carter's Actors Rep sounds like a organization, but it's actually a building.
Yeah. It's a building.
Why is it called Bob Carter's Actors Rep?
Well, because it's Bob Carter, who's still there.
Yeah.
It's not named after a dead guy.
Okay.
He's still there.
Not in the memorial.
Yeah.
Similar, we're in the Evan Cohen studio.
Right. Exactly.
He's still there.
Yeah. And it's just the actors repertoire.
Repertoire. That's what rep stands for.
Yeah.
Okay.
Repertoire.
I've always wondered why it was called Bob Carter's Actors Rep. Now I know. And you're performing. What is this show going to be like? It's 8 o'clock.
It's an improv show. So it's a bunch of different troupes, and we'll just all perform different improv sets.
So is this going to be some of the folks that I've done some improv with, or
you
no?
You might see a couple of people that you remember.
Does the crowd get to participate?
Oh yeah, 100%. Like
Really?
That's what makes it so fun, is that the crowd participates.
Don't say that too loud, because there's a guy sitting behind you, behind the glass.
No. I respect the craft. I will not disrupt.
It's
no
improv.
heckling.
It's not a heckle. It's a
It's part of the game.
Can he go get in the cage with y'all?
Well, not in the cage.
It's not a cage?
No.
What is it, like a stage?
It's a stage, yeah.
I don't know why I
Haven't
assumed
you
it would be
been
like
there?
a cage match. I've been to like only the practicing side.
Oh.
There is a cage.
Well, so like actually they do have a form where they do like cage matches, improv, where they compete against each other. So yeah, you're not totally wrong on that. You're not totally
So this
wrong
is
on
not
that.
a cage match.
It's not a cage match. It's just a bunch of different troops.
Is this like the show I went to 2 years ago? I think it was at Bob Carter's,
You're
where it's
expecting
like
him to
open.
remember something?
He's. I've only been to one other show that's not like fight related of his, and it was like an open setting. There was some bleachers, and it was like a smaller stage.
Yeah, so what you went to is a play reading that I did.
Oh,
but this
okay.
is improv. We make everything up on the spot.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It is
can happen.
incredibly difficult. Improv is incredibly difficult, unless you're a great liar like Dean Thomas.
Yeah.
Yes.
It makes it easier for me to do improv because I just lie my whole way through.
It is like, so the first time, because I went to one of the classes up there, and the first time going in there, I'm thinking, this will be easy. I'm not afraid of the stage. I can do things. I can speak in public. The things that you have to come up with or respond to on the spot is just like, it's bananas. It's
And Theo was really good at it too.
Was he?
Yeah, Theo was really good at it. Like Theo's quick on his feet. He's confident, comfortable, and those are the things that you need to be able to do improv.
C-Cat would think I would stink at it. He thinks everything I try would not be good at.
That is not true.
He's a Grinch.
That is not true. I think you'll be a little bit worse than you think you are about stand-up. That's what I think.
We have the stand-up. We have stand-up.
How did that? Did you?
It's not done yet.
So we're Punchline Picks. We're picking football against the spread every weekend against the other show, Russo and Rizzo, which is 4-6 here on ESPN 106.3. We currently trail them by 1.5. 1.5 picks right now. And the loser of this at the end of football season has to do a stand-up set here locally in Palm Beach County. We think we have a location. We need to solidify it. But since we're trailing, I have started to compile notes
about making jokes.
Just some notes. It's not a stand-up set.
I'm gonna let y'all know that if y'all do lose, I got y'all. I'm gonna go up there with y'all.
Nice. Yeah, but we won't lose. We will not lose.
I'm gonna go up there with y'all though.
It is a loser's mentality to be actually preparing a full stand-up set, which we heard Mike
C-Cat
Rizzo's
is already
doing.
prepared.
Yeah.
I know he's been.
C-Cat's already prepared.
It's already prepared. He's been going around doing open mics for 3 months now.
He literally is like sharpening his tools.
I've got a solid 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Break in case of emergency.
Oh my God.
Are we gonna put a time on it? Like you have to be up there for?
I think they said 5 minutes to start with.
It's an open mic, and if it's your first time, which will be for anybody who's on stage, 5 minutes is a long time.
Yeah, you'll do.
You'll
do 3 minutes on an open mic.
Yeah,
5 minutes is not that long.
Not when you got a mic and everybody's gonna make me laugh.
Yeah.
5 minutes seems a lot longer.
I hear you. I'm just saying, you can do like 2 jokes in 5 minutes. If you bomb both of those jokes, it's just 2 bad moments for you. The rest of it is lead up.
Well, like that's the reason why you don't really want to do 2 jokes in 5 minutes.
You just want to do one, huh?
No.
One really, really long joke.
No, man, you want to give yourself as many chances to make the people laugh as possible.
So how many jokes would you squeeze into
you want to try
stand-up?
you want to try to squeeze in a punchline a minute with sub punchlines in between.
So like 7 or 8 punchlines.
You want 5 jokes in 5 minutes, and then in those jokes you want mini punchlines to build up. To
how many times have you done actually stand up, not just improv?
Probably about 7 times.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
How would you 5 for 7? 3
yeah,
for 7?
I was probably about 4 for 7.
Yeah,
4 for 7, and maybe 4.5. That half was probably I had some pity laughs in there. Yeah.
Did you ever bring any ringers in there to laugh for you?
No.
So
no,
all
but,
7
but
times.
so the very first time I did stand up, I did it at the Laugh Factory.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. In LA. It was an episode of Dana White Looking for a Fight. My very first episode of Dana White Looking for a Fight. And we had to go do stand up at the Laugh Factory. David Spade was also there. It was
I would cry.
Can I find this on
incredible.
YouTube?
Yeah, it's on YouTube. It was
Dean
incredible.
Thomas, D-I-N Thomas, Laugh Factory, LA.
Yeah, it's Dana White Looking for a Fight.
Dana White Looking. Oh, that makes sense. It's on the
I'm gonna take his whole set.
Yeah, I was about to say. Just word for word. How did it go?
It was great. I had a really good time doing it. The problem was Dana set me and Matt Serra up. Dana had Tony Hinchcliffe write his jokes a month in advance.
Oh, so he had a writer and y'all went in cold.
We went in cold. I had 2 days to prepare.
Did people laugh?
Yeah, I got some laughs, but I had 2 days to prepare.
Were they pity laughs?
I think they probably were a little pity laughs because they were like, these guys aren't comedians.
Yeah. I think people are going to give us the same love.
They gave us the benefit of the doubt.
They'll give the other show the same love because we ain't damn it losing. On the other side, we're actually going to get to the get around and hit some of the major sports topics from all across the nation. The get around is your favorite play to get around. That's C-Cat. That's Dean Thomas. That is Espresso Martina. I'm Theo Dorsey. We're theoretically speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
The South Florida Fair is almost here. Buy your advance tickets now and you can save up to 50%. Plus, if you use your discount admission ticket on opening day of the fair, you can keep it and visit the fair another day courtesy of Publix. That's 2 days of fun for the price of one.
South Florida Fair discount tickets are on sale now at Publix and online at southfloridafair.com. Fair opens January 17 in West Palm Beach.
Improve your golf game fast at the all-new Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center. The Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center has the facilities, tools, and coaching you need. Enjoy the best facilities in the area with an expansive chipping and putting area, practice bunkers, a huge putting green, plus a 2,000 square foot indoor training area with 3 hitting bays, cutting-edge analysis technology, and more. The Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center in the heart of Palm Beach County off I-95 and the Turnpike. Find out more at kaisergolfcenter.com.
At St. Lucie Battery and Tire, batteries came before tires. We've been selling and servicing all types of batteries for over 50 years. So when you need a battery for nearly anything, we have it, as well as the fast professional installation you need. We carry premium batteries for all your needs: automotive, commercial, marine, RV, and specialty. We also offer delivery and on-site installation, serving our customers quality products for over 50 years in the home of honest, reliable service. Go to slbt.com and book your next appointment.
West Palm, it's CCAT here. You want to know my secret to losing weight fast? I dropped 14 pounds in my first 3 weeks with Metrum MD in Palm Beach Gardens. It's not a one-size-fits-all plan. It's medical weight loss tailored just for you by a team of experts. They're busy because they're the best, and the results are real. I'm living proof. With their guidance, I'm losing weight fast, staying motivated, and feeling unstoppable. Ready to transform your life? Visit Metrum MD in Palm Beach Gardens or go to MetrumMD.com. That's MET, the word trim, MD.com.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
Join us on Saturday, January 11th from 7 a.m. to noon for a free lithium battery collection and document shredding event in Delray Beach. Lithium batteries that are disposed of irresponsibly are a fire hazard. These items should never be put into the garbage or recycling bins. The Solid Waste Authority of Palm Beach County is providing you this opportunity to drop them off and bring up to 6 boxes of documents to be shredded on site. Do your part, and a fire won't start. Learn more at swa.org/LIB.
This is the Delray Beach Open. Don't miss today's top professional tennis stars and legends in downtown Delray Beach. February 7th through 16th. It's 10 days of tennis on the Ave. 140 miles per hour races, parties, music, art, and all the good vibes. Come for the nonstop action on and off the court. Snap pics and post memories at the DBO. Join us for a jam-packed week of ATP tennis matches. More fun, more food, more drink, more parties, more of everything. DelrayBeachOpen.com for info.
Time now for the coolest moment of the week. Presented by EDS Air Conditioning and Plumbing. EDS is yes.
Trailing by 2 possessions. Scadaboo's going to try to throw it downfield. And it is caught. And into the end zone goes Malik McClain. Cam Scadaboo.
He did pretty much everything in his possible capabilities. Cam Scadaboo did. The running back for Arizona State. He's the MVP of the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, but they did lose it. That incredible play, the passing touchdown from the running back who has hopes of playing on Sundays, is your EDS Air Conditioning and Plumbing coolest moment of the week, even in a losing effort, making a stamp and letting your name and brand grow. EDS Air Conditioning and Plumbing, EDSIsYes.com. We've done many rides on the Get Around, I think. Have you ever been on the Get Around, Dean Thomas?
What is a get around? I mean, I've been on a lot of things, but I don't know about no get around.
Well, with that being said, this is going to be much cleaner, safer,
yes,
and a joyous ride. This is the Get Around, and it's brought to you by Duffy Sports Grill.
I get around. What you mean you don't know? Round and round, I get around.
The Get Around is our vehicle to get to all of the major headlines across sports across the nation, right? It's like a bus. It's like a plane, but it's not. It's the Get Around. It goes stop to stop, kind of like this.
Next stop. Well, Ole Miss played Duke last night in probably the most insignificant football game everybody watched in a long time. Ole Miss put up a lot of points. They beat Duke by a bunch. They covered the number. Lane Kiffin couldn't keep his mouth shut. Lane Kiffin had this to say at halftime of the game.
Finish strong here. Let's make a statement about our team and how we played and how we're playing against the ACC.
Thanks, Coach. I think we know what that was about, Dave.
Yeah, taking a shot at the ACC when you're playing Duke and you're beating up on them in a bowl game, that's cute. Lane Kiffin wish he was in the 12-team playoff. Also, I will say, pounding your chest saying that the SEC is bigger than the ACC is not a hot take. I'm unbothered as a fan of an ACC team.
I'm kind of, I don't know, I have FOMO of not being in South Florida, not being with ESPN West Palm when Lane Kiffin was the coach at FAU.
I love that era.
I remember seeing him at the bowl game at like the little lunch they had. He was like in this, like he was in the hallway all by himself, sitting, laying on the couch, texting somebody on his phone. I'm like, this is the dude everybody's talking about?
That dude talked a lot of crap. So much crap that he actually made a Lil Wayne song.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Yeah,
he
smoke
did.
gas, talk smack like Lane Kiffin.
Yep.
Different words, but yes, that was the essence of it. So, yeah, Lane Kiffin is he's a true icon in college football. That guy's, his brand is going to live on.
You think he's the new face of the SEC, right?
He is. Because Kalen DeBoer, like if I showed a picture of Kalen DeBoer to the average football fan, wouldn't recognize him.
Honestly, I don't think I would either.
Yeah. Kirby Smart don't have enough personality.
It's not strong enough, I'll be honest.
College football coaches, you can't recognize them, but you know the names.
Yeah. That's true.
The only one you could recognize is probably Nick Saban.
And he ain't even a coach no more.
He don't coach no more.
Yeah.
But you know the names, though.
You know the names.
Lane Kiffin, you know the names.
Yeah. Like Bo Scatterbo. He sounds like he's going to be a coach one day in the SEC.
Next stop.
Cam Scatterbo.
We're going to go to New Orleans, where yesterday, in the middle of the day, it was a pretty fun game. Notre Dame got the win over Georgia. One of the pivotal moments in the game, kind of the nail in the coffin, was on 4th and short. Notre Dame had their punt team out there, and they rushed everybody off the field to go for it on 4th and short, and they got Georgia to jump offsides. Well, apparently, Kirby Smart, Georgia head coach, says, you can't do that.
It's really unfortunate because I've been told by our head of officials in the SEC that you can't do that. You can't run 11 on 11 off. We did it in 2017 against Tennessee. We've carried that. We've practiced that and repped that because teams try to do it, and we were told by officials you could not do that. And so we were trying to say you couldn't do it. We got our defense out there. We were fine. I mean, I would have gone for it if I was them. So I don't think they were planning on going for it. They were going to hard count us, and we prepare for that. We do it every week, and we jumped off sides, but we also were told you couldn't do that in our league.
A lot of pointing fingers there. Number one, he's like, I threw the defense out there. They jumped out sides. I prepared them for it. They didn't do the right thing. The refs didn't let a lot of pointing fingers, not enough taking accountability for the fact that Marcus Freeman outcoached.
He said, I didn't understand what he was talking about. He said he didn't think they could do it, but they did it.
They did it, yeah.
What do you mean they did it?
Not so smart, Kirby. Not so smart.
Next stop. Go to Minnesota because the NBA on TNT broadcast picked up Charles Barkley, who had some words to say about J.J. Redick on national television.
Lakers coach, J.J. Redick.
Was he just talking about folks on TV?
What did he say? He said something about we're the reason people ain't watching this crappy product we got. That's JJ. Yeah, us, like we out there jacking up 100 threes a night. JJ, I don't know Jason Monroe. I don't know who that is, but JJ, you come for the king, you better not miss. Because I can get you, brother, because I got your Lakers games. You can't hide them flaws they got. You just a dead man walking. They got rid of Frank Vogel, who did a good job. They got rid of Darvingham, who did a good job. But you came out there thinking you were going to change things with that same ugly girl you went on the date with.
64-51 was your halftime score. As we get back to the highlights, Rudy Gobert.
He came in there thinking, I can make this thing work. Yeah, you can.
77-71.
Put some makeup on that pig.
Man, the Lakers are pig.
The Lakers stink, man.
Oh, man, okay.
Come on, man.
Tatum, by the way,
Ernie just earnestly trying to get out of that.
They always try to get out of it. These dudes, man.
That's the one dude in sports media I would never want to get at a war of words with, because Charles Barkley doesn't care.
He say what he wants. He says what he wants.
Yeah, he's gonna get personal. He doesn't care. And I still think there's women in San Antonio that have a hit out on him.
Yeah, he dogged them. Like he just random people just be catching strays for him for no reason.
I would never get in that man's tracks. Never in his way. Is that the rest of the get around? Is that it?
No.
Next stop.
Got one stop.
Wow.
Because this stop has award-winning burgers. They've got award-winning wings. And they've got 80 or more televisions at every single location.
Oh, man. 80 or more televisions. See, Dean Thomas's house only has 79.
That's right.
It's just, that's not quite.
It's not enough. It's not enough.
80 or more televisions at every Duffy Sports Grill. That's where you want to be if you want to watch sports action. That's where you want to be if you want to eat some good food, have some good drinks, and also just vibe out. Just vibe out here in 2025. Duffy Sports Grill is going to have it for you. There's a lot of football action, basketball action. Heck, hockey's still playing as well. Tap in. Duffy Sports Grill. Duffy'sMVP.com. That's the website you hit up. They got the jumbo wings. They got the award-winning burgers. They have the gridiron starters still here. We're still in football season. It's still a football Friday. Week 18 of the National Football League coming up, and Duffy Sports Grill welcomes you in to watch some football action. Duffy'sMVP.com. At Duffy's, our game is always on.
I forgot to bring it up before, but Dean's got his show, Improv.
Yeah.
Saturday.
Yeah.
I think we pregame at Duffy's.
We pregame at Duffy's.
That's right down the street.
And we could almost walk over to the Actors Rep.
Yep. 2-for-1 drinks.
2-for-1 drinks. Are there drinks served at the Improv?
They do.
Of course you are. You don't do a comedy show or improv or anything without drinks being served.
They do have a little beverage.
Yeah, so we start at Duffy's. We carry the action on over to the Bob Carter's Actors Rep. And there won't be 2-for-1 there. But it might feel like that by the time we're giggling and laughing.
That wallet loosens up after a couple 2-for-1.
Hell yeah, it always does, man. That's why it's a lot of love. Your wallet might stay tight in 2025. Maybe you're thinking about budgeting. Maybe you're trying to speak some words of wisdom around your household. Maybe you just want to hear some good vibes on the way out of the happy hour here on Theoretically Speaking. That's why we have the last call. That's why we have Espresso Martina. Tina, it's the last call. What you got for us?
With Dean here, I'm going to have Dean give today's last call.
You're throwing it off the backboard.
She passed it off to me. So, and she didn't think I was going to be able to pull it off, but I am. So this comes to us.
The last minute that I asked.
I was motivated by the whole Jimmy Butler story in terms of him finding joy. And that is the last call, and that is to find joy in everything that you do in life. Because oftentimes we're so motivated by money or status or just external things that don't make sense. But allow joy to be the fuel to the motivation for your success. Boom. Last call.
That was a good one. That was great. That almost put tears in my eyes. My eyes are watering. That was really good.
I thought it was going to come with some kind of punchline or a joke or
I kept it real.
That was really good.
That was good.
That was really good.
And you got to end every last call with boom, and that's your last call from now on out. That was great.
I know. That was good.
Let's do it. I love that. That's the last call for you. Seeking joy like Jimmy Butler. We got a little bit more for you here as you seek joy on the happy hour, so stick around. It's Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Good Greek, moving and storage. Your superhero movers.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
The Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, an affiliate of the Palm Beach Health Network, is committed to delivering high-quality care to the communities they serve. Their award-winning physicians and specialists provide a level of expertise that has resulted in regional firsts and outstanding patient outcomes. For a physician referral, call 866-654-2362. To learn more about the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, visit pbhnphysiciangroup.com. pbhnphysiciangroup.com to get in touch with the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group.
Hi, it's Luis Fonsi. What makes a performer truly legendary? How about being the #1 bestseller for 47 straight years? That's what Ford F-Series trucks have done every year since 1976. For generations, hard-working South Floridians have relied on Ford F-Series trucks to help grow businesses, communities, and families. A legacy of capability and technology. Ford trucks, perfect for South Florida. See your local Ford dealer today.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is Theoretically Speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Yeah, CCAT in the YouTube chat presented by Prize Picks. Our guy Brandon says CCAT definitely looks like the guy that giggles writing down his jokes in the bathroom.
Well, yeah, he sees me laughing at my own jokes as they matriculate in my head here in the booth when I don't want to butt in on a conversation. So, Brandon, you're exactly right.
So you giggle at your jokes a lot of times, like just internally? Don't say them out loud, just a little silent giggle to let you know it's a good one?
Yeah, I had a police brutality joke to fire off about half hour ago, and I didn't do it. I just laughed at it myself back here.
Would it have flown? Will we be taking off the airways if you got it off?
Let's get it off. All right, so I was going to say, not that any police brutality is funny, but the funniest
really
police brutality is probably the horse stuff. The horse stuff is funny. If there was one, then you had to choose. Not that it's funny, but it's the funniest. How about that? Get murked by a Clydesdale.
C-Cat!
Could be worse.
You are on the airways with just 2 black men. The white guy's like, you want to know what's funny about police brutality?
Funniest kind. There has to be a funniest of everything. A wise man once told me that.
I'll mess with you. I mean, it would look comical. I would just hope that it.
Can you name something funny?
Happen. I know. I mean, sadly, to be honest with you, there's probably real stories of police brutality that might have looked more comical because of how many stories of police brutality there are. But you know what, though, C-Cat?
Like some hydrogen where his voice was high?
On a less serious note.
Yeah.
On a less serious note, there's a lot of people that not only want to see police brutality end, but also might want to see the scale when they step on it to trickle down from the 180s to the 160s, then the 140s, or whatever your goal is. And you're on a weight loss journey right now.
I think that Venn diagram exists. Yes, I'm on a weight plan with MetTrim MD. Get this, 3 weeks down, 14 pounds down. Again, wow. 14 pounds down in just 21 days. It's all thanks to MetTrim MD. It's medical weight loss. It's no theories, no voodoo magic, no guessing game. No, they have the facts. They have the answers that you need if you want to lose weight fast. You lose weight fast enough that you stay motivated, so you don't give it up. I love it. It's the best goal for anyone who's entering this new year that wants to lose weight. You got to hit up MetTrim MD. M-E-T, the word trim, MD.com. They've got the food. They've got the supplements. They will get you on the right track to losing weight in the new year. Think about it. Book a cruise right now from a month and a half from now. You want to look good in your bathing suit, your bikini, whatever it is, MetTrim MD will get you ready by the time you step foot on that cruise. MetTrimMD.com.
Speedo on the cruise. Would you do it?
Never worn a Speedo. Never worn underwear of that cut, so I probably wouldn't.
Okay. But after your MetTrim journey is over and you've lost so much weight and you want to show off as much of your body,
I wouldn't be embarrassed, no.
Yeah. I've never you've worn a Speedo, I'm sure, dude.
Yeah, I've worn a Speedo.
Yeah.
That feels like a Dana White looking for a fight venture right there.
Well, no, just like as a fighter, like we would wear.
Oh, yeah. Y'all do wear a lot of like very revealing undergarments out in the ring.
Especially when I was a young fighter, I used to wear a lot of little.
You did on purpose.
Shorts.
Yeah, you're trying to show it all.
Show it all off.
You see me?
No growing protector, nothing.
So that's the thing, though. You got to win the fight if you're going to be showing it all. Did women come to the amateur, like, lower level fights? Like, are there no groupies?
Not at all.
When did the groupies start in MMA?
I mean, you got to be a high profile guy to have groupies.
Okay.
Even at the higher level.
Right. Even at like mid. Okay. Yeah. Just checking. Not that I'm married, so I'm not worried about.
I went to high school with one of Kobe Covington's groupies. It's
Really
weird. Yes.
How do you know she's a groupie of his?
Instagram.
Go in love. Go in peace. Go in joy.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle. Unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at Zip.